ban. Radiant team ban. Dire
So,
team ban.
hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this game 1 of Complexity versus J.Storm. This is a best of 3 in the upper bracket of the ESL 1 Birmingham Americas Qualifiers. So, let's jump right into these picks and bans and see what's going on here. Complexity, they decided to ban out the Nyx as well as this Earthshaker. That's, I think, the Nyx is one of the most popular picks currently. But that Earthshaker feels a bit targeted to me towards the side of J.Storm. I know they've been picking it up. But they're racing through the draft now. J.Storm, they're taking the Venge. Venge, we've seen a rise of this hero in the 5 position. Oh my goodness, these teams, they're racing through the draft. So I can't even talk about why I like these picks. But Complexity going for the Elder Titan Medusa. We've seen a whole bunch of games recently with these Medusas in the first phase. And honestly, it honestly looks like Medusa's currently unbeatable. Especially when you have the Elder Titan. That Stomp, as, you know, you'll be able to save the Medusa. And Elder Titan also a great counterpick towards the Medusa. And let's see, does any of these are just regular bans? And looks like for the J.Storm, most of these are just regular, not really targeted. Is it best of 5? It says best of 5 on there, and maybe it is best of 5. I thought it was a best of 3, but I could be wrong. I'll say best of 5 for now. But I just assumed, since it's, you know, like regular open bracket, that it's best of 3. And I think on Liquipedia, it's best of 3. Let me just confirm, because Liquipedia is usually right, while Gosu Gamers isn't. Yeah, it's a best of 3. Gosu Gamers isn't correct about this one. It's a best of 3. I think. It makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense for the first match to be a best of 5. Anyway, J.Storm, they pick up the Terrorblade. So both teams going for their really hard carries in the first phase. But I do want to say, this does kind of explain why they ban out the Brewmaster. You don't want to get all the Terrorblade's illusions getting taken away. And there's 2 other good counters for the Terrorblade. TB, pretty good versus Medusa as well. Because of that reflection, you are going to get the Medusa image that's going to fire all the other ways. But one thing I do have to say is I'm a bit afraid of picking Terrorblade into the Elder Titan. Because Elder Titan, with his natural armor, or a TB, you usually think of him as a very tanky hero, mainly due to all his armor.
5 seconds remaining. But
because of the Elder Titan, the Terrorblade will have absolutely no armor. So he might be a bit less tanky than he expects. Does Lion work on Terrorblade illusions? Do you mean mana drain? Or, I mean, all things work on illusions. You just have to be careful not to overcommit to them. And I think you probably mean mana drain killing them instantly, and yes, it does. Og Smoke in the chat. So Complexity, they ban out the Kunkka here. Kunkka just a very powerful laner, and I guess they want to just preserve the ability to put their Medusa in the mid lane. And she'll have a very hard time if she's up against the Kunkka. So Complexity, they're in the 3rd phase, the 3rd pick now. I assume they take their 5 position here. Because ET, we usually see him in 4. But I haven't seen the Elder Titan for a while. Don Carlo 25 seems to be having a bit of a rough time in chat. I hope you're okay, man. Bane. Okay, so the Bane, you know, just a very strong 5 position, able to trade really easily with that Brain Sap. And if he gets a good freeze grip on the Terrorblade, he, you know, won't be able to get that Sunder off. So I like the Terrorblade. I mean, the Bane pick here. It's a very solid 5 position. Darkseer. Okay. So they're going to be able to get 2 very good illusions on the Medusa. Also, as well, Darkseer doesn't really lose his lane. You know, with that Iron Shell, no matter who you're against, you're able to cut waves. You're able to farm pretty well.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So the Darkseer is pretty cool here. Especially just if you get that Medusa illusion in her wall. Medusa's not very fast. She's going to do a hell of a lot of damage to herself.
Dire team pick.
Juggernaut.
But there's the Juggernaut. So Juggernaut, probably the best laner versus the Darkseer. Has lots of kill potential versus him. So this puts the Medusa into the mid lane. So they do know that on J.Storm. One thing I think they might think about picking is the Outworld Devourer. OD, very good about Medusa. You know, you burn off all her mana. So she's not going to have that mana shield. Steal all the ints. As well as the fact that it has a save for that Omni Slash for the Fiend script. So I think that's probably what I'd be going towards if I was J.Storm. But they can also take their 4 position here as well. Someone to combo with the Darkseer. Maybe like an Earth Spirit. Darkseer, Earth Spirit seems like a classic combination. That might be the kind of thing I pick. But J.Storm, that's a good suggestion with the Enigma.
Shadow Demon.
Oh, can I just say, Shadow Demon's actually really clever. Because the ultimate of the Shadow Demon goes through the spin of the Juggernaut, slowing him down so he won't be able to pursue on people. And just that disruption, you're just creating so many Medusa illusions. Terrorblade can create Medusa illusions, Darkseer can, Shadow Demon. They're just going to use the Medusa against the side of complexity in the team fight.
5 seconds remaining.
Moo is American, born and bred. Mog Smoke. Because I remember at that TI where they were on the famous TC where they came second, Moo's mum was there. It was very emotional. That's a really good point, Infa. The Sniper is very good versus the Medusa. And look at that complexity. They ban out the OD. So yeah, that's why I thought J.Storm might pick it up in the 4th phase. Just because they were afraid of it getting banned. So J.Storm, they probably should ban an offlaner from complexity. One who they don't want to go against. Maybe someone who has a lot of teamfight control. Maybe like a Tide or a Centaur. But J.Storm, they have their full amount of reserve time here to use for this ban as well as their pick. So I think they might as well take it. Really just think about it. Who is the second Fear? I mean, oh, you mean the guy who's tagged up as Fear here? I'll actually check the J.Storm roster. Just so I can double check. For you guys. Because I do forget off the top of my head. Maybe... Oh, it's Demon. Wait, it's Jimmy on J.Storm? Let's have a look. Is it meant to be Broyle? Wait, who have we got? I've got the J.Storm roster in front of me, so I can have a look. We have March, Moo, Foro, Fear. So it's Broyle, yeah. But, wait, is Demon actually standing in Bebra 9? Yeah, do you have a source for that? Or am I just missing stuff? Okay, so apparently it's Demon. But then who's going to go in the mid? Or is it Demon going mid lane? Okay, I'm choosing to... Because I don't think Demon... I mean, he's always played support. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Obviously, Spirit Breaker is a great Darkseer pairing. And I think this means we're getting a mid-Shadow Demon then. I think this is a mid-Shadow Demon if I had to do anything. And Complexity, they're going to take the Sand King that's been recently buffed. That's a lot of magic damage and a lot of control for that Terrorblade. As well as the fact that, remember, the Elder Titan's going to amplify the magic damage here on death. We said Complexity were favored. I understand what the J.Storm draft is looking to do. And it really depends how Forev, as well as... Wait, it's an off-lane Spirit Breaker? I'm really curious about this. Because Fear plays 4 now. So, no, Jimmy is playing 5. But wait. No, or is Jimmy actually playing mid Shadow Demon? Shadow Demon destroys Medusa? I'll be honest, it's not a matchup I've seen. So, apparently this is Jimmy. And he is going mid versus Limp, who I think is number 1 on the NA leaderboard. So... I mean, we'll see how it works out. I think I prefer the complexity draft. But I do have to say, Spirit Breaker as well as Darkseer, it's a really classic pairing with that, you know, global presence of the Iron Shell. So maybe March will be able to make a lot happen with this Spirit Breaker here. And, you know, and the Darkseer in lane with March. March is pretty tanky. I can see them maybe being able to bully 343 Adden here. I guess it's just all in the wings, and as we get into the game, we'll see how it all pans out. But the thing you do if you're at a high level like this, you don't level split shot until you go into the jungle. You just save all the points. So that you don't push the lane. Like you go into Snake and then you save the rest of the points.
You're so nice.
Anyway, we've been through that. We have a bit of an interesting draft here from J.Storm. And let's see how it's going to pan out. Do we have any sort of action happening around the runes? It doesn't look like it, but the thing we do have is a pause. Classic NA Dota. No, I definitely agree in the later game, the Shadow Demon is a really good counter to the Medusa. She just takes down her whole team. Oh, okay. We were almost underway and then March realized something was up. Hopefully we should be underway soon. So chat, I told you who I think is going to win. What lineup do you think is the better one? Tell me who you think is going to win or what draft you just think is better. I'm willing to hear everything from you guys. Oh, the pings come onto the ET. Let's see. Tango, healing salve.
Looking good.
So you guys are still on complexity. Oh, just for ease of execution. Okay, that's a really good point. I do like that point. Ease of execution is something not to be underrated.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice.
Guys, did you know Crystal Maiden and Lena are sisters? Oh, I did. Let's see if there's any really good tips for you guys. You know, something that we didn't consider. I mean, I see what J.Storm were trying to do, but I mean, how is Jimmy gonna do in the mid lane? Actually, can we see his? Can we see any profile? I mean, he's pretty high up in the leaderboard. I also think it's funny that he is playing with Fear after his name is a tribute to Fear. That's very cute. Okay, it looks like we've stalled for long enough and now we're underway. So are they bringing 3 to this rune or is Limp... He's just going mid to get down his ward early. So I don't think we'll see much aggression this early on. It looks like we're going to have the classic 2-for-2 rune exchange. The top 2 runes over here going towards the side of complexity. Meanwhile, March, they do get vision of him. They are going to realize that the Spirit Breaker is looking around. But nice use of Z-Freak's Astral Spirit round top to also get the same kind of vision. Still 20 seconds to go. It feels like a lot longer because we had that bit of a pause. Oh, Fear, they were waiting on the high ground, but it looks like he's actually going to try and steal their rune. Are they going to be able to get 3 here for J.Storm? No, Death has the stun. He is able to clean it up. So 2 for 2, and over here, Z-Freak on the ET doesn't actually have any stolen damage, but happy to trade hits with the Terrorblade. So let's have a look at how Jimmy's mid block is. He's actually doing very well. Not quite as good as Limp. But I think you'll take that if you're someone who doesn't play mid a lot. So I think this bottom lane might be where the action happens. But I'm going to keep a quick look at all the health bars. So I notice, you know, if anyone drops very low and I don't miss first blood, hopefully. So, first wave here, Terrorblade using the Metamorphosis just to be able to secure the CS as well as fight back. I thought it was really interesting that usually what you see with the Darkseer lanes is that they'll cut the first wave with the 4 and the offlaner. But that didn't happen over here. And they don't actually have the second Iron Shell. And Adam just cancelling that clarity there on Forever. So he won't have as much mana. Death in a bit of a precarious situation is able to get away safely. But with this Iron Shell, they're just pulling the creeps. Now they have the double Iron Shell. They should be able to cut the creep wave a lot easier. But this is giving Miracle free farm. So giving a Juggernaut free farm isn't something to be underestimated. And with the stun, they've got their level 2. So they have the point in the bash. And they're trying to run down Adam. But just not quite fast enough. So let's have a look at this top wave. There, he's gone for the wave of terror and is saving the point. That's interesting. I guess maybe he's thinking about the point into Vengeance. Or no, he does go into Magic Missile later. Because I guess if you're never going to get a kill, maybe you just want to make your Terrorblade's farm easier. But I love this from Forev here. Pulls the wave, able to farm the jungle camp. Unfortunately, he does get the Mud Golems, who are magic resistant. So he won't be able to get very much from it. So we'd be looking at the side lanes, but let's see what's happening mid. Jimmy is ahead in the CS, but you can see how much damage he's taken. Very luckily finds a regen rune, and this might just save the mid lane for him. It's going to allow him to recover all the health and mana that he's lost to that annoying snake. March over here, hoping for the 17%. While they do contest the pull, the sleep is on cooldown here, so they don't have anything to really get in front of the Spirit Breaker, as well as the fact that he would have been able to charge ahead. Oh, and I really like this. D-Freak, he's just controlling the creeps so that they remain in the Sandstorm. And now as they start popping off with the Caustic Finality, they're able to do the same thing over here that Forever is trying to do, and just cut the wave. Forever, he was probably thinking about denying himself to that tower, but with Adam showing himself he doesn't want to give away that experience. Miracle taking a bit of harass there from March, but it's not really that consequential, especially with the salve. So we're 3 minutes in, still waiting for first blood. It seems like both teams, they're playing this very patiently. Limp does have 4 stacks on him. So he's going to get disruption. That's 5 stacks. Is he going to pop it or look for the 6? With a 6 stack, I think this might be first blood. That's a lot of damage when he pops it. Oh, it's just not quite enough now. March, he's going there. D43 gets the steal with the brain sap, and they are able not claim first blood because it's actually taken by the tower. So even though it is the first kill, no one gets that bonus gold, and it doesn't look like there is going to be a true first blood. Meanwhile, in the top lane over here, the charge is onto Z-Freak. Wave of Terror. Is there a stun left on Storm? On Fear? No, unfortunately, he doesn't have the damage. The mana left for it, sorry. And Death, he's going to continue clearing this up. But March, he's coming in. It is only level 1 charge, so it's not that fast. But Moo pops into the meta form. Is it going to be enough? The nice stun as well as the Sandstorm onto both of them. Moo, he needs to back out. He's taking a lot of damage. They throw down the sentry, so they have vision here onto Death. And with a lucky stomp, I think this might be enough. He's going for the stomp, but it's not there quite in time. So a nice kill there on the offlaner here in the top lane. And all the meanwhile that's been happening, Miracle has just been left solo versus Forever. So this Juggernaut, he is farming very, very well down here. This might be a cause for concern for the side of J.Storm. And especially when he gets level 6, he might be able to kill that Darkseer. Okay, so March, I don't think they want to commit onto him just because they really want these bounty runes. So a 2-for-2 trade, and Jimmy looks like he's rotated down to the bottom lane. Does he have a bottle? He's just here to refill his bottle. Fair enough. The spin of Miracle, it looks like he's mainly using it to farm, not even pursuing on to 4F. But now they know Miracle doesn't have spin, but he's actually killing the wave. He can put a point into that Omnislash. So 4F, he needs to stick by his creeps. We can see over here March, he's trying to get into a good position that he can set up onto Limp. But Limp playing it quite safe.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So top lane, they have the Impale, the Brain Sap, as well as the Stomp, and that is enough to bring down Fear over here onto the bench. They even sleep up the Venge Illusion, so it's not going to be as annoying. So Mu has had a bit of a rough time. You can see his CS compared to the Juggernaut is nowhere near. So he's hit level 5, 3 points in the Conjure Image, and is just going to the jungle. But this mid lane, it seemed Fear Darkness, or as he's better known, Demon, was doing very well in the mid lane early on. But Limp, he's massively recovered. And if we take a look at the experience, I think you can see that it is a tiny bit in favor of Limp here. I like that. They shrine up and then they surge him right back to lane so he can get there even quicker. So it looks like after that bit of action across the map, we don't seem to be having any more for a while. The Icebreaker 98. It's my pleasure. I enjoy casting good Dota. It seems he rotated mid to try and set up a kill. But Complexity, they're the ones looking to make something happen with the rotation in of Z-Freak. 3-4-3, he's on the high ground, does have the sleep. He uses it on Fear, but they're just going to back off. No real committal there by the side of Complexity. Death, I think he might have his level 6 after this wave. Let's have a look. March just getting some free farm, but Death, he does have his level 6. So I think you might have to respect the power of the Epicenter pretty damn soon. Mu, he's popped his head out of the jungle, is in the bottom lane with the level 3 Metamorphosis. So it looks like J.Storm, they've rotated 4 people in. They might be thinking about going for some sort of push. Miracle sitting in the trees. Nice Quelling Blade there. I think that was here by Mu. And now they see Miracle. They pop into the Metaform. Miracle does have the Omni Slash as well as the Blade Fury. But he doesn't actually have a TP scroll. So he can't spin TP. He's put the Healing Ward in the trees and they know it's there. The spin gives the vision onto Miracle. Disruption. But now Adam's rotating in. They brought over Limp. Limp no ultimate. But they have Forever. They have the spin. And do they have enough damage? He's trying to search himself away. But with the sleep, that looks like that is going to be enough. And Limp actually able to get the last hit there onto Forever. Yeah, DK, no official cast. So I am the official caster. This is my stream now, man. But Death, he hasn't even rotated yet. And I do like the item build he's going for. It looks like he's built that Vanguard already. Will probably get the full phase boots. And then might consider a Crimson Guard. Crimson Guard is really good versus this Terrorblade if you're able to get it up early. Oh, I'm so glad I can serenade you to sleep, DK Truven. Anyway, Miracle here. He has the Omni Slash and there's no creep wave anymore. So Forever, even with the Surge, it's not going to save his life. Miracle, I think with that last tick of the Omni Slash, able to bring him down. And over here, they do get Vision of March, but no mana for a Stomp here on Z-Freak. Is anyone else rotating in? I don't think so. So March, he's just able to sit here very happily. He got down this steep ward, but it might be dewarded pretty damn soon. Oh, but something I didn't notice is the Shadow Demon. They actually scouted out the stacks that Complexity made for Limp to be able to farm. They have a whole bunch of stacks here. Regular camps as well as Ancients. And Jimmy is just going to be the one clearing through them. Miracle building the drums after his 2 Wraith Bands. But both the supports, very underleveled, obviously are waiting for that tome. And because they did scout out the Spirit Breaker bring here, that's an easy deward. Jimmy just able to take that bounty rune, but over here Death goes into the invis of the Sandstorm. They do have a dust for him, but now the rotations, they probably weren't expecting this. Able to get the kill off the mid Jimmy. They're now looking for March, not quite enough. And Forever is going to be able to walk away. Using the ultimate there on Death means they weren't able to pursue that Spirit Breaker. Able to get away on a sliver of health here over on March. Gosu Gamers says it's best of 5, but Liquipedia says it's best of 3. So I've said best of 3 for now, but obviously if it is a best of 5, we will find out later. Apparently the mid laner here is Jimmy and not Bryle, according to the chat, and I'm tempted to believe it considering the heroes he's playing.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
So, interestingly enough, Forev, he's actually building a full pipe as his first item. Oh yeah, there you could go. 9k MMR bot confirming it is Demon. So they're setting up on this bottom lane. They do actually have the vision over onto Death. They charge forward. Are they going to have enough to bring him down with that stun? Yes, before he's able to get off any abilities. But Miracle looks like much. They're going to be the ones to try and sacrifice him with that Nether boss. He's trying to walk away, but Miracle pops the drums and he's pursuing, able to get that kill. So Earth Splitter, it connects onto 2. Fear as well as over onto Demon. I hear the Omni Slash on the backline, but nice Thunder move to try and lift forward. But it doesn't really matter. The Surge away, it's not quite enough. The last right click coming out from Adam. And now Forever, the lone survivor for the side of J.Storm, he's going to try and run away. And I think he might just be successful. D3 thinking about throwing out that Astral Spirit, but knew he wasn't going to catch him. So a big fight in this bottom lane for the side of Complexity. And they're the ones who come out very, very far ahead.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
March just charging in on the side of Complexity to get to lane quicker. Unfortunately, it's not going to help his case. And thank you for reminding me to switch to net worth. It is 12 minutes in. I do oftentimes need a reminder. And we can see the plan for Complexity going just fine. Limp, he did TP to that bottom fight, but that's the only time he's made a rotation. The rest of the time, he's just farming. And you can see that reflected in his net worth. Miracle is the one grouping up with his team with this healing ward. Actually, only 1 point into it. But it's more than enough to sustain them for this tower push. March is set up on the back lines, and it looks like they're trying to commit forward. Adam is very low, does go down just to a bunch of illusions in the vacuum wall. But no other committal. They've already lost their tower, and it doesn't look like they're looking for more.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, with that vacuum wall, they were able to kill off the Bane, but they do lose their tier 1 mid. And even more map control lost for the side of J.Storm. Here we go. I will link you to the bracket. Just give me a second. Well, you get to watch the Terrorblade farm. There we go. There you go. Limp, realizing that they're all coming bottom. Thanks. I think they were caught over out on this ward. So he realizes the rotations, just TPs back to his jungle camp. Gonna just farm up safely over here on the Medusa. Just not getting involved until he is good and ready over on this Medusa. And if we look at the net worth, you can see the lowest core over here is Demon. I mean, he does play a great Shadow Demon. I've seen him play it as a 5-position support, and Demon is great at it. But unfortunately, it seems as a mid laner, it's just not the pick for him. Miracle just going from tower to tower, the side of Complexity, building up this net worth advantage. We're coming up to the 15-minute mark, so we'll see if anyone is looking to contest these runes over here on the bottom side. Hello, Pifugner. Good to see you again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
So Moo, he must know that this game really is on his back. He has to become that Terrorblade that gets absolutely out of control. But unfortunately, every single core on the side of Complexity is ahead of him. And they all are just farming better. So unless they have a very bad fight for the side of Complexity, this game, it's looking like they just have to play it by the book. Let's actually have a look at Death's build. You can see he went the 4 points into the Sandstorm. So it just allows him to clear waves and jungle camps really easily, I guess. And another tier 2 taken. There's only one outer tower remaining at 15 minutes for the side of J.Storm. I have to be honest, Complexity are making this look like a clinic. So the side of Complexity and J.Storm, they've both swapped jungles. And Miracle is going for that Maelstrom, that Yasha Drums Maelstrom build. I really like this build on Juggernaut. It's so much better than building a Battle Fury. And over here, they've caught Jimmy, the Shadow Demon once more. March, is he going to be able to escape with that Charge of Darkness? But no! Nice catch there of the Fiend Script, and this is going to be another kill, a double kill here for Miracle's Juggernaut.
Look no more upon our face.
That range, it must have been just on the edge of the Fiend Script. But a 7k advantage already for Complexity. And it honestly, it feels like a lot more. Because J.Storm, they were the ones who probably wanted to get off to an early start with the Shadow Demon mid. That's honestly the point of a Shadow Demon. He is meant to be a lane dominator. But unfortunately, that did not seem to be the case versus this Medusa. What must happen for J.Storm to win? Honestly, I think they have to get a great vacuum wall while Mu is just not being focused down. If the Terrorblade is left alone to output damage and they're all caught in the wall, they might be able to do it. And they do have the ability to get, you know, a bunch of good Medusa illusions to hopefully do more damage. But that just feels so unlikely. Death able to get the catch, revealing the Blink Dagger now. He did go for that Crimson Light Crusade, but not going to have the Fiend Script, and March is going to be able to charge away. March propping that Dildos before he goes to the high ground. Being very shrewd in case he was going to be stunned up. Wanted that bonus status resistance. It is worth noting that Mu has almost caught up to the Sand King at long last. But Miracle actually cutting the wave here. So I think that is going to hinder the push of Mu. March even charging across the map. But they have vision of Miracle bottom. Oh, March, he doesn't have a charge for another 6 seconds. If Miracle was able to find this, that'd be an easy Omnislash cleanup kill. But Limp, with the Manta style completed as well as the Dragon launch, it looks like Complexity, they're looking for their next big objective in the Roshan. Miracle has that Maelstrom sitting at base, but the Healing Ward as well as with Z-Freak's Medallion, I think they're pretty much able to clear through this Roshan. J.Storm, I haven't seen any pings, so I don't think they have any idea that this is going on. And even if they did... Actually, you know what? If they did, I think this would be a good place for them to fight. They do have the Darkseer, so that vacuum wall, you know, it is deadly around the pit. But Roshan is just dropping so quickly. They're not in position at all from the side of J.Storm. I don't think they knew what was going on. They might have figured it out by now. But they're just trying to trade for a tier 2 tower. But unfortunately, they're not there in time. So, with the Aegis on Limp, he's going down to defend bottom. I think they might push to take the last tier 2 tower that remains on the side of J.Storm here. But over here, looks like we have a bit of an engagement. Trying to TP away on the Spirit Breaker, but he actually tanks the Pyro Strike as well as the Omnislash Death. They almost got him, but he does blink away to safety. And all the meanwhile, Limp just left alone this game. 3-0-3. Oh! Vanhoof, thank you so much for that subscription. Welcome to Hasbaz's Halfwits, man. Thank you so much for your Twitch Prime, man. Anyway, let's continue watching Limp because, honestly, the side of J.Storm, they realize how far they're behind and they just don't want to fight. Complexity, however, they have their 4-man unit together. They really want to get a catch here on J.Storm so that they can complete this push and transition to the high ground. The Dire, they do scan onto that high ground. That's why they don't contest for that rune. And they have the charge onto Miracle. But I don't think they have the control for this man. They know he previously used the Omnislash. And so they have the stun. But there's just... You've just wasted Nether Strike on March and got nothing from it. Shadow Demon uses Disruption onto Z-Freak. But, you know, they use all their spells. But there's no real initiation from the side of J.Storm. They know they can't fight into Complexity currently. Limp even managed to pick up a double damage rune. And this is the last outer structure for J.Storm, other than the shrines that has been taken.
Radiant's
And
top
Limp,
tower
with
is
that
under
double
attack.
damage, is just going to sit on the low ground
Dire's
and take
bottom
pot
tower
shots at
is
this
under
tower.
attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
They know that this ward is here because Limp has vision.
Radiant's top tower is under
But they
attack.
know if they try and deward this, Z-Freak as well as Death, they're hoping for someone to try and deward, and that's why they've smoked up here on March as well as the side of J.Storm. They're looking for this wraparound, but they're in position by the side of Complexity. They know that this wraparound is coming, and they had this scan. So they're not able to get anything off that smoke for the side of J.Storm. They are using the Terrorblade illusions to push in this mid lane very deeply. But Limp and the rest of the side of Complexity, they just don't mind. Disruption onto the Medusa illusions. This is what we did talk about. He does have the level 4 disruption, but the illusions, they just die instantly. They've even used the ultimate of the Shadow Demon onto Limp, but he doesn't care. He has an Aegis as well as his Eagle Song. And this is going to be an easy tier 3 tower. Death goes in. They do get a wall on top of the Medusa, so they have this Medusa illusion, but as soon as it turns to stone, it goes down.
Radiant's middle tower
So they've taken a tier 3 tower. They've spent a few of their skills, and it looks like the side of Complexity, they're happy with what they got, and they're transitioning towards the shrines. Moo has finally overtaken the Sand King,
is under attack.
and will soon overtake the Jog, but he's just still not ready to fight, even going for a BKB. So even though he will be survivable, he might lack a tiny bit of damage here on the Terrorblade. Worth noting, Complexity, they were chased out, were not able to take the shrine. But how long is left on the Aegis of the Medusa? They only have a minute remaining here on Limp. But he's just playing so ballsy here on this Medusa without the rest of his team, but he knows he is basically immortal. You know, Diffusal Blade on Terrorblade isn't stupid. The thing I have seen counter Medusas is Diffusal Blade on Troll Warlord. I think it's really good. Because you just hit so fast, thanks to that attack speed. Because Diffusal Blade gets even better the higher your attack speed is. So on a Troll Warlord, it's such a good item.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
But the thing is, Terrorblade in meta form attacks very slowly, so you're not really getting those Diffusal charges other than the illusions. So J.Storm, this honestly feels like a bit of a puppy pause to me. They might say FPS, but I think they need to regroup emotionally, physically, and maybe mentally to figure out how to pull themselves back into this game. I have to be honest, I do kind of like the meme, Miracle left liquid for this. But it obviously, it is the SCA miracle, not the miracle you're thinking of. And it has been, and I'm looking at the J.Storm Twitter account, and they are confirming that it is Demon. We did have it confirmed by 9k MMR, but we also have it confirmed here. Off-brand miracle. Now that's a bit true. Back into double slow with 40% HP drain makes sense. Okay, I hear that. Someone misclicked Shadow Demon. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I really think J.Storm, they should have taken the OD as the 4th pick. I think if they had taken the OD in this position, that this game would look so much better for them. I mean, the thing about that mid lane is we can see that Demon, he never had any mana. Just because of the Limp's Mystic Snake. Always able to get those procs off. But this really is starting to seem like a bit of a puppy pause here. How long is it going to take J.Storm to sort out their FPS? Can we have a quick look at the items, see if we've missed anything big that's come out? So we talked about the Maelstrom Yasha build on the Juggernaut. He is completing that full Moroner. Limp so close to that butterfly at only 23 minutes in. Absolutely textbook Medusa game where you don't get involved at all. Death, Blink, and the Crimson Guard that we talked about as well. This game, it's feeling Complexity. I really like that itemization as well. You know, they had a very good draft, but they've itemized for it as well. So, Moo building that BKB as well as the drums. Crimson as well as Pipe on the Darks here, so he will be able to mitigate a lot of damage. But it looks like we are underway once again.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Oh, I just had a bit of lag. That doesn't usually happen. So March with the 2 braces, giving him a
Dire's bottom shrine
teeny bit more health, so hopefully he doesn't get burst by this Death Sand King. They are pinging out. Maybe they're looking to make a move on to March. He doesn't have any follow-up, so I don't think he can get the solo kill here. Especially because after he uses his stun, March should be able to TP out to safety. But when we were talking about the action in the bottom lane, Limp was able to clean up the shrine and is now just farming the triangle. This is where Medusas love to farm. This is just the perfect place because you're just able to split shot from camp to camp to camp. And Death rotating in, hoping to save his tower. Will he be able to clear up this last Terrorblade illusion?
The Juggernaut's power is doubled.
Oh, just in time, and is able to get the deny.
Top tower has been denied.
Oh, Smog Smoke. It's been a while since I thought about MVP Phoenix. But Miracle over here, he has a double damage. They see an illusion of Terrorblade. They must know it's not real because their smoke hasn't broke. But their smoke's popped, and now they both pop both their drums. They're looking for Moo. Moo in the trees. They have the vision for it. Is he going to be able to get the sleep in time? But no. Took the wrong path there in the Bane, and without the Ether Lens, just not quite the range to stop the TP. Heads up play there by the Terrorblade. Finding just the right stop to be able to TP away, and Leafink realizing the stop not coming out in time. But Miracle still with his TD, really hoping to get a kill. March is able to charge away, but I think Omnislash follows it through. With the Omnislash, the Crimson Guard not even enough with this double damage. They throw down the wall here on Forever. He has the surge, the vacuum back, the Burrow Strike actually missing him by death. There's Adam though, he has the Fiend Script. And into the Sandstorm, and an easy kill there over onto the 4 of Darkseer. And with those 2 kills, that might be enough for them to be able to take their first lane of racks. The bottom lane is already exposed because that's where they lost their tier 3. I mean, I don't think Majors were around for when MVP were in their prime, were they? I don't think they ever won a Major. We'll look this up later, but now we'll focus on the match in front of us. Moo, does he have his BKB? He has his BKB. This is the item he was looking for. The charge goes forward as well as the disruption at the same time, though. It's onto Limp. They really want these Medusa illusions, but they're going to clear them out with the spin there from Miracle. Miracle getting pretty low, as well as the Shadow Demon Disrupt. They swapped back in the Juggernaut. Remember, he has no Aegis, but it looks like they are going to be able to get the kill on him. But Limp, he turns him onto stone, as well as the Earthsplitter. Just limping away on 200 HP here. They just didn't have quite enough damage. They lose their Terrorblade, and remember, he committed Metamorphosis that last life. So even if he did have buyback, he wouldn't have meta for the next fight. So things looking very bad now for the side of J.Storm. All we need now is complexity. Will they be able to get the other 6 kills remaining to give us the full 3-2-2? They put they actually have the full Solar Crest. He jumps in the backline there of death, getting the save off over onto Fear, but it means he is the one getting slept up. But sitting in the Sandstorm means you are able to wake up, and the Shadow Demon Illusions, they actually do lose 3-4-3 to those illusions. Finally, at long last, we are seeing the Shadow Demon pick come into its own. Well, is there an extra illusion damage? No, it doesn't look like it. I thought there might be one, but you can see those illusions, they do 75%. So when you have 2 illusions, it's like taking 150% Medusa damage. So it's nothing to be underestimated if he does get illusions of this Medusa, especially with the butterfly. Oh, okay. That is a good point. We could get the mythical 420. Because J.Storm did get that kill. We won't get 3-2-2. The complexity, hopefully they'll work to get 4 more kills for us. Moo is back into this game. Didn't even manage to use his 10-second BKB in that last engagement. So, Fear Darkness disrupts. He just wants these Medusa illusions because they allow him to farm and allow to push through this mid lane. But Miracle completed that full Molineer. I wonder what item he's thinking about next. Hopefully we'll find out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The March, he's on the side here, just getting down vision. Are they going to see him? It's a Fiend's Grip onto Jimmy, but he's swapped back instantaneously, so they don't really have the damage. They do get the sleep over onto Fear, as well as the Nightmare. But just able to remove that with a Terrorblade Illusion. Looks like all those initiations, as well as the Fiend's Grip spent, is not going to result in a kill. Roshan, we know it's going to be up in 18 seconds, but they don't know it yet on Complexity. How long are they going to stick around in the pit? Double damage rune has another minute 20 left on it. So it looks like they are just leaving it for when Roshan respawns. So Roshan is back up. Z-Freak, are you going to go check it?
Radiant are scanning.
Miracle, if he takes this DD, he will be able to go into the pit. And is he going to kill the illusion? I think he killed the illusion before he gave out over the vision into the Roche pit. But Miracle just didn't bother checking the pit. Oh, with that DD, it would be prime time for them to go into Roche. But it looks like J.Storm, this is the fight they want to take. They want to take the Roche fight. They want to take a big vacuum into the Terrorblade, hitting them all with the Metamorphosis. On the side of Complexity, it looks like we're having a 2 ships in the night situation here. Both sides trying to find each other, but both sides missing. The Dire, they have this scan onto the high ground, as well as the Wave of Terror, but they haven't found J.Storm. And J.Storm, they're the ones sitting on the side. Sorry, Complexity, they're sitting on the side of J.Storm. But having lost their courier, I think they should have a pretty good idea about where the side of J.Storm are. I'm honestly a bit surprised that the side of Complexity just aren't looking for this fight. They're so far ahead. I think they can take it as long as it's not in the pit. Jimmy has the Aether Lens Blink Dagger. Death able to successfully make the initiation, but now the charge to the Medusa. Limp using his ultimate, but he's put under by that disruption. They're going to be able to get lots of illusions over here on Limp. They've turned the Terrorblade to stone, however, move. He's trying to fight up, creates the illusion, but the Fiend Script is off cooldown lane. Are they going to be able to kill Move? He goes for the stun to Limp. He's now looking very low. March, he goes to the charge onto the back lane, but it doesn't really matter. So they've lost 1 for 1, but this fight, it's turning away. Limp, however, he has nothing left. The healing ward as well as the epicenter. They're trying to kill Moo. They know he has no Thunder. Limp on the low ground. He is going to be able to get this kill. Do they have anything to stop the TP or Forever? With the stomp they do, and now Fear. It's going to be a full 5 for 1 team wipe. Miracle able to get that kill. Miracle, an absolute beast in that fight, and with those 3 kills, I think they're just going to look to push mid. There's no buyback here on the Terrorblade, no Metamorphosis. There seems to be nothing left for the side of J.Storm. If we have a look at that fight recap, you can see the about a 3k gold swing in favor of Complexity.
Dire structures are fortified.
So they do pop the glyph, but it feels like the last breaths of a dying man. Complexity being methodical about this, not going for the tier 4s. I assume they will just go for the full mega creeps. If not, after this, back off into the Roche pit. So Roshan, they must know it's up by now. It has hit the full respawn timing. J.Storm, however, they're smoked up. It looks like they want just 1 fight. That's what they're looking for. The charge into the pit. They send in the Terrorblade Illusion. It's a wall. It connects onto Miracle. The disruption again to get the illusions of the Medusa. And they pulled Limp into the wall. Limp very low. He has managed to get off his Stone Gauge just in time, but they're trying to retreat, actually. They have lost March, but Limp, he's very low. They don't have a shrine. Are they going to be able to chase? Over here, they get the Fiend's Grip, and that is going to be moved, going down once again. And now are they looking for Jimmy? He's very low over on Miracle. They do get the disruption. Will he drop to his own illusions? With that purge, it looks like he might. They actually sleep one up with the Nightmare, but it's not going to be quite enough. But the Medusa illusion, actually there, being micro by Forever, is quite enough. But Death is going to be the one to take down Demon. The Stomp just zoning them out. Forever looking so squishy. Right next to that Elder Titan, as well as with the Solar Crest on top of him. Fear, the last one remaining here for the side of J.Storm, does stun up Z-Freak, but goes down to Limp.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The call looking very strong, but J.Storm March, I honestly thought he was just going to charge into the pit and call GG. But Aegis, it's on top of Limp, has the money for the Scuddy, already has the Butterfly. This Medusa, absolute raid boss level, totally unkillable. I don't like calling games over before GG is called, but I can't come up with a way how J.Storm get back into this.
The wages of fear.
So Death, Shivas, Crimson Guard, bots. This tanking, I just don't understand how he got so farmed. He was ahead of the Terrorblade until like 20 minutes in. Such an impressive display on this hero. It's definitely one of Death's favorites. We've seen him play it a whole bunch of times recently for complexity, and he always goes to work on it. But it looks like we are now approaching the real end game here. All waves, well, mid and top being pushed in. Bottom should push in eventually, because it's already taken. Well, Limp just continuing his farm train, actually. They just don't want to commit. They have all their cooldowns, actually, for the side of complexity. But they are just playing so safe. Forever going for that Lotus Orb, hoping to be able to remove some sort of debuff, but it's not going to be successful. Death cutting the wave, but over to the Medusa. They have the Disruption, they have the Medusa illusions. But it's really not going to be enough. They do take off lots of Limp's mana. But with that Aegis, I don't think he really minds. Oh. Death is backing off, trying to cancel that TP. Looks like that was March's objective, but he's not going to be able to do it.
I'll take your tribute.
I mean, Moo's Terrorblade, he does have a Dragon Lance. But he just doesn't really have a damage item. He doesn't have a Skadi, so he's not able to kite them. He doesn't have a Butterfly, so he's not able to attack fast and do damage. It just honestly feels like J.Storm, they can't do anything. We can even see that the only way they can leave their base is in illusion form. But complexity, they are playing this game so safe. There's about two minutes left in the Aegis. So I would expect to see the push coming up very, very soon. So with the Manta Style illusions pushing the high ground, I like the fact that Limp, he was bundling himself with another illusion. They wouldn't know what one's real until the end. The Terrorblade does use the reflection, and remember, this does get the Medusa illusion. You can see the amount of damage it did. It almost drained through all of Limp's mana pool. Limp just hurting himself. I mean, we talked about this in the drafting phase. This is the entire point of the draft of J.Storm, to create illusions here of the Limp Medusa. But maybe their idea was just let Limp get massive and then we'll use him on our side.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And the Radiant, they managed to claim a tier 4 even. But complexity, even at 32k advantage, they are taking this game so slowly. Boo here, will he get up to his Butterfly before the game ends? I'm very tempted to say no, but if complexity keep taking it at this pace, then the answer might be something different. Aegis does expire in a minute now for the side of complexity. If they want to push, now is the time to do it. Full Hurricane here, as well as the Lincoln Sphere over onto Limp, so he's not going to be able to be swapped back. But again, these Terrorblade illusions. But I do like what Limp did here. He hasn't actually put on his mana shield, so he doesn't lose his mana to that gentle harass. They even throw down the wall preemptively, just hoping for a good vacuum. But the side of complexity, they're just not pushing. The high ground defense from the side of J.Storm is looking very powerful. And maybe Moo will build up that Butterfly. So they break the Linkers, but the double swap, Fear mucks it up again. This is the issue with the Vengeful Spirit when you spam that key. Over it, they get a massive FP step over onto Bot. He's there. They're also using the Stone Gaze at the same time. But Mu, it looks like he's getting just into the right position. But they sleep him up over here on 4M. As soon as that sleep wears off, he's going to be in trouble. He has no mana, but he's trying to run away. They have the sleep. They bring him back into the stun. 4M, that's going to be another easy kill. He used that low storm. He's trying to surge himself away, but he's not quite able to do it. Meanwhile, Miracle just owning them back. No, he's just not able to fight into them. He does have the Thunder, but they're losing their racks. And it's going to be mega creeps for the side of Complexity. So that fight erupts almost instantaneously. They were waiting for the Aegis to expire for the side of J.Storm. But unfortunately, that's what Thereby Fear was unsuccessful. And now they've given over mega creeps as well as the game. Finally, J.Storm, they do call GG, but it felt like it was over for a long longer.